Good Thursday morning, and welcome to the start of another episode of Martin's Koi Pond. Now, for the last 2 or 3 weeks I've been thinking over plans for the pond for next season, how to improve my filtration and improve my water clarity. And the idea I've come up with is kind of twofold. I'm thinking of replacing the skimmer there with a stand skimmer connected to the pump that feeds the pressure filter and backy shower, which is 1200 litres per hour, so that will give me a real good draw on the skimmer. And because it's taking water from the surface, probably putting less dirt through the pressure filter, and making it less of my main. I don't want it to be my main mechanical filtration. Then what I'm also thinking of is about here is where a lot of the waste and leaves and stuff tends to gather in the pond, and it is about the deepest spot. The bottom's not very even, if I'm honest with you, but that is probably the deepest spot there. I'm thinking of a retro fitted bottom drain attached to a 6,000 litre per hour pump, which will probably stand against that far wall somewhere near the plastic heron, and then have that feeding into a basic easy pod, and that will be my main mechanical filtration. Maybe try and pick up an easy pod over the winter second hand off eBay or somewhere, and go from there. But obviously I'm interested in what you guys think. I just think because that spot there is where a lot of the debris collects on the bottom of the pond, I think a retro bottom drain will clear a lot of that up. It's just whether 6,000 litres per hour will be enough draw on it to suck all the muck up. But I don't want to go much higher because I don't want to be pushing the water too fast through the easy pod. So that's my thoughts for next season. So let me know in the... Well, good Saturday morning, and it feels more like October than August, but hey ho, we've got to get on with jobs today. As you can see, I've cut myself a new pile of filter floss for the top of the shower and a couple of purchases. I've bought 2 of these pond heaters. Now I ordered, yeah, they have sent 300 watt ones. I thought for a minute they'd sent 600. I've ordered 2 of these in 300 watts. Now I'm under no illusions this is going to keep my pond warm throughout the winter, but what it's for is just to take the edge off it. I just thought I'd run a couple of these this winter, see if it keeps the fish a bit more active, and take the edge off the chill. I'm not at this stage intending to cover the pond, but my thoughts on that could change between now and winter. Anyway, let's pop outside. So pond is looking great, apart from a bit of foam. Now What I'm thinking of doing today is just a straight water change. I was going to hoover the bottom. In fact, looking down there, I ought to hoover the bottom. So scrub that, I'm going to hoover the bottom. Not do a straight water change. I might just give the pressure filter one clean cycle and then do the hoovering. I think that's what I'll do. Fish much lower in the water because I think the temperature of the water crashed overnight with all the rain and how cold it was yesterday. They were not as aggressive feeders this morning as they normally are. So anyway, I'll get on with my jobs and get back to you. Welcome back. As you can see, I'm now ready to hoover. Now, the reason why the hoover is up on there and the bucket is down there to collect the waste is jumping about in the middle of the screen. Basically, I used to let the hoover waste just go on the lawn, but the puppy has decided he likes to lick and eat the algae, and we don't like that idea. He was a little bit sick the other day, so we are taking precautions. So the water will drain into the bucket and then I'll pour it on the raised bed over there. So this will take quite a while. I've already done one pressure filter clean cycle and taken out about 500 litres with that. So here goes. See you in a bit. Welcome back to Saturday maintenance day. And in an effort to prove that it's not just females that can multitask, I've drained this tank down by 150 litres and it's now refilling from a barrel in the garage. Clean water has been pumped all the way through to that pipe up there, and as soon as it hits the top notch of those white notches, it's ready to stop and refill, turn on the sump again. This tank is currently siphoning off the Oscar's tank. I don't know where they are, they're a bit girly and hide a lot. And I've already emptied that tank down with another siphon. This tank is ready to go. Still got Harry's 18th balloons on top of it. Now the reason I've been able to get crack on with all these jobs is the devil sleeps. So I do worry about these pipes because, you know, they're like, one of them's 30 metres I think, and I would really miffed if he put a hole in the middle of that. The water filters out and the pond currently refilling from this morning's water change. I measured the temperature this morning. It's down to 15 degrees, the pond, so it's probably why the fish aren't quite on the food so much today. So I'm not giving them so many feeds today, and what feeds I'm giving them aren't as big. So all busy, all jobs on the go. Get it done while the baby sleeps, and I'll see you in the next one. Welcome back. Saturday afternoon, and I had intended to spend the afternoon, well I am, chilling by the pond, but up until about 10 minutes ago it's been absolutely tipping it down. So we're in the fishing shelter. And the first time we've been in the shelter for quite a few videos, and in this little segment I'm going to carry on from last week and featured two of my favourite fish. So I'm going to stand up. It might make the koi a bit skittish. So the first fish I want to feature is this guy, or girl, and we call this girl Ash. Now Ash started life as an 8-inch, almost all black fish, and when I bought it, my son wanted an all black fish. The koi dealer said don't expect it to stay all black, and it's developing into a rather nice shower. I say a shower because there's some, it used to have a black face, it lost the black, but there's some underlying black on the face that's coming back through. Ash is now about 12 centimetres, 13 centimetres, so he's grown sort of 4 to 5, I'll start again, it's about 12 inches now, bought it at 8 inches, so it's grown a good 4 inches, and just like the fish, it's not anything special, and some people might look at it and think a bit ordinary, but I just like that fish. Now the next fish is this guy, my kahaku, and this kahaku is by a breeder called Irakashi, and it was in a pond just inside the door of the koi dealers, and it was a pond of all Gosanki fish, and a lot of the other fish were selling, but this guy wasn't, and he was actually the biggest fish in the pond. And I'm not personally a big fan of kahaku. I like this one because it's nearly all orangey red and just a little bit of white on the face, the pectoral fins and the tail. I bought it at about 12 inches, it's probably about 14 inches now. And it's a doitsu fish, so it's got no scales apart from a few along its dorsal fin. So I really like it. It looks a lot better in the flesh than it is coming across on this video. So that's Bobby, my big kahaku, and Ash coming into shot, my shower. Catch you in a bit. Welcome back. Well, it's still Saturday, and this has probably been the longest period I've had to observe my fish in the 2 weeks since we had the puppy. And something that is very obvious is that with the temperature of the pond dropping down below, it's down to 14 degrees now, the fish have totally changed. Normally if I was sat here this close to the pond, they would be constantly begging for food, but it's almost as if they're not really interested in feeding at all. And I've only fed them 3 times today, and it's nearly 5 PM, so normally I would have fed them many more times, but they're just not really interested. Obviously this is my first experience of a pond starting to cool down, and it's been quite interesting. Still the odd one on the top every so often, but most of them are staying quite down in the water. Catch you in a bit. Well, good Sunday morning, and the pond is still down at 15 degrees. Fish are still well down in the water and not feeding with the usual enthusiasm. One thing this little cold snap seems to have done is killed off some of the algae in the water column, because my water is just lovely at the minute, really crystal, and looks great. There's not a lot of muck coming through into the shower filter at the minute, because I cleaned the floss this morning and it really wasn't that dirty, but I still replaced it anyways. So it probably brings this video to a conclusion. I've not got much else to do on the pond today other than just feed the fish, so I'll call it a wrap, and I'll see you in next week's video.